Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here. Another day of the Astro Gravitational Report. I want to say thank you for coming in. Thank you for the click, likes, shares, and the subscribe. And love to hear your comments. With this, following the energies from yesterday about all this intensity, all these energies that we faced. The moon, of course, is going forward. She's facing the things before everybody else, right? And the moon as a seeking solutions or seeking understandings in there. The moon is going to be ending up on what? Testing your intuition. Have you heal the proper way so you can be worded to get the things in the future that it's coming towards you for your own good, or you're still gonna be suffering from drama and trauma, particularly at family issues, particularly with inner child wounds, and this is gonna be a really kind of like a trigger, a lots of stuff, because the moon is in where? The moon is in Capricorn. That is about service. So here is how we're going to see it, this testing. Are you ready for your public service? Are you ready to stop playing childish games? Are you ready because you don't want to help others because nobody in your family helped you or something? You know, all those kind of like energies is going to come in and triggered because the moon, it's going to be opposing Jupiter, and that is going to be actually squaring Chiron. This actual energy is going to be coming in tomorrow more stronger in there, but today we are going to be have the sense of this. Okay, we're going to be start that energy is going to start pile that up little by little, little by little, and pretty much at the 11 o'clock, we're talking about midnight. That energy is going to come in, and it's going to be really kind of like a toss and turn you if you're not going to bed, you know, not sleeping, and so on and so on. In there, hi Jojo, thank you for coming in, and let's get started, okay? In the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, we see the moon. It's at 13 degrees. Still that beautiful sextile with the North Node. The moon understanding that she has to go through certain things to reach out to the destiny. But what is that destiny is, okay? She doesn't know. She understands and needs to service. You see, in the only way you can really figure it out certain things is by doing a service for others, because those are the things that you are practicing of what you have within yourself. And when you're facing things that you cannot do for others, you're looking within yourself, how can you be, and so on with that. So the moon, it's in a very proper positions of understanding this, and your intuition is beginning to understanding these positions. But as we are talking about these energies, Mercury that it's coming in, he is squaring the North Node. Nobody wants to talk about the future. Nobody wants to talk about the things that are coming in into to us, and so on. So with this moment, particularly, be mindful what you're telling to yourself. Or the worst case scenarios is like, what is the others trying to control? What is gonna be telling you within your int there? There is a chat here. Hi, Legend. Интересно, очень интересно. Я не знаю, что говорит, но мне совершенно плевать от никного. Я не знаю английский. Легенда, если ты не понимаешь английский, подожди там немножко, и там будет такая трансляция автоматично на YouTube. Это астрология, астрологичный репорт для завтра. Kapustons, are you Greek? No, I'm not Greek. No, I'm Bulgarian officially. I'm Bulgarian, but I live in Spain. Okay, that's how that is. All right. So thank you for the good questions, guys. Appreciate it. And what we are going to be talking about that this Mercury can create a lot of distortions within your um, uh, participations of these understandings. Okay, because whatever your attention is going to go, that's what the communications is going to be. So it's the energy, right? All right. So be mindful what you're talking about. Of course, later on we're going to see it at 8 o'clock. Venus is going to be coming in the ascendant. Very beautiful, divine energies. Because right now Venus is going through the changes. She is like, you know what? I need to figure it out. Things in the what into the material world. The divine energies from Uranus, which is who is what. He is the bringer of the universe energies to who? To the love and the values. Okay? I mean, all the love and the values, the money up here and so on. I mean, they're here on earth. We don't know what the actual values in the universe is. Well, we know it's all about energy, creation. That is what values are. And Uranus is coming in and it's bringing that energy. It's like, here, what would you create with the universe? What would you create for the universe? Right? And this is going to be some, excuse me, it's going to be some very interesting uh, moments for this. All right, the next hour, this is we are talking about 9 o'clock, the ascendant, the moon is gonna coming out. She is getting that 14 degree to 12 degree sextile with the north node. That's pretty much gonna be the one main aspect that she has. She has another trine to the past. Here is how the moon is gonna be like. Should I get to the past? Should I do the same things as the past? Or I'm going to be repeating this cycle and I'm going to repeating certain things in there within, and all of a sudden, guess what? The lesson is coming. And what is the lesson is? As we are talking about these lessons right here, we're going to see that in the next hour, okay, at 10 o'clock, Pluto is going to come into what? The event horizon, to the ascendant. And with those energies right there, Pluto is really in the control. He is doing a very awesome job. And he is like, I'm supporting the changes. I'm supporting your transformations. You do your work. I'm going to be put everything in a synchronization. He does not have any intense or negative aspect. He is working with Uranus. He is working with Saturn and Neptune. He is working with who? With the shadow. So now we see that these particular energies, as the moon is going to meet Pluto, we're going to see what is coming towards us. All right. The next hour, this is going to be at 11 o'clock. The inner work is going to be with Mercury. Be mindful right there. Communications with other people. Usually, this is going to be the hour, if you pay attention to the yesterday in there, how you're going to communicate with others and how the others communicate with you. Because just a little thing can trigger things from before. I spoke about this before. And now with this communications particularly, this is a one way you can sabotage your what? Your future. Why? Mercury is square the knots, particularly it's squaring the north node. Right? So this is a kind of like, oh, I want to skip certain things. I want to, do the other thing. I don't want to go and work it out, my karma. I don't want to work it out, the things, my problems, my solutions in there. I just want to talk. It's easy to talk, right? But it's not only a talk. You also have to what? Do a work. And this is why the moon at Capricorn, which is the pro, right? The professions in there, she is getting this hard time. She start feeling it the hard time because right now the moon it's going at 15 degrees. And that at 15 degrees, it is beginning to what? Opposing Jupiter and squaring Chiron. Here is like when you said like I can do this and this and this and this, but only on words, right? And when you go to start performing, you don't know this, you don't know that, you didn't have to understand this, and so on and so on. And guess what? They say like you cannot have this job. You said something, but you cannot perform, right? And this is what right now it is the moon that it's looking at. It's like, okay, I know this, and this, and maybe how I'm practicing, but I know how to do it. All I ask is for the chance. So it's a little different, right? You go right the front that you haven't practiced, but you study, right? Okay, this is the same thing. You go into a college in there for 5 years, get the degree, but you never worked out in the field, right? So this is a one of the things that in personal level, this is like, have you finish your college to your own self? Have you mature and grow up? Have you let go of the family trauma? Have you healed this inner child wounds? And now you're like, okay, I can do the work. I can do the public service, right? Because the public service is where Capricorn, okay? The anomaly, I hold no gods, I make no prayers, my mind is still, my heart is brave, I don't even embrace, the soul is not a circuit trace. Okay, pretty good words. So, tells 1, 2, 3, I sub that, okay. Great. All right. The next hour at 1 o'clock, we're gonna see the energy is gonna be coming into the moon. Our attentions within the intuition is like, okay, what is going on? Okay, I can see this future in there, but why did that comes in that somebody from my family told me you cannot do this and you cannot do that? Why someone hurts me from my childhood and I cannot really perform a certain thing? I need to go investigate this. But I heal this, I heal that, I'm not anymore resonate with this and I resonate with that. That is going to be the start coming in those thoughts, those patterns, because the inner work is exactly with the moon. And here is these positions. I want to share it with you guys. Okay, so here is the inner work with the moon, right? She sees the North Node. She sees this energy, but she sees that oppositions with Jupiter and Cancer. She sees that squaring towards Chiron. And Chiron right now, it's in a position, can I finish this work? Or I'm gonna skipping again. Okay? And with those energies, those thinking, those processes that it's gonna be going on. Right now, we're seeing that what Venus, the Sun, and Mars they are trining Chiron. It's time for the authority about love and value and actions all to comes in and heal that childhood. Okay. Oscar, do you have a telescope? I wish to have a telescope because I'm in a very beautiful place to watch the planets and the stars, because there is no pretty much lightning from the nearby cities. I'm basically up in the mountains. It's a very beautiful, just for this, but great question. I would love to have one. I'm planning to maybe in the future. All right. Well, 2 o'clock. This is gonna bring Pluto that comes in into the inner work, and we're gonna see these particular energies in there to comes into us. Okay. Everything is gonna be above. Everything is gonna be about pretty much with others. As the event horizons of Jupiter, of Uranus, it's coming in. I'm sorry, it's coming in. We're seeing the synchronizations that are coming in with Pluto, right? We see all these energies, okay? But right now, Pluto says, I'm going to be a squaring Chiron a little bit, right? That inner work with Pluto. I need to run this test. Let's see your intuition. Is are you going to be working on it, or you are going to be back to the wounds? So nice cap. Yes, thank you. Traveling very often through that area all the time, so I kind of like got used to it in there. All right, 3 o'clock. The sun is going to be a Gemini. Communications, personal communications, and how you handle the communications, particularly with others. What did you that learn? Okay, I stated many times. Okay, Aries, this is year one of your life. Taurus, that's year two of your life. Gemini, this is year three of your life. And Cancer, it's age of four on your life. And what am I saying at that, right? See, Aries is the newborn. This is the primary fire of life. At 2 year old, you're learning the material world. You're going around, you touch this, you touch that, you want to know how this operates, what it's operates, and so on. The age of three, usually you start communicating with what? Someone like you, twins, Gemini, right? The age of four, you really beginning to understand what family is. So now, as this energy is of the Gemini, it is how you communicate. And that age of three, it's very critical how he was talking to you and how did you talking to others. Have you shared the toys? What happened when other people sharing the toys with you, right? All that, it's gonna comes out because this is a what? Learning of these positions. And now the moon is in divine energies with what? With the ascendant. Okay? So with this ascendant in there, now the moon, it's like going back into this. I was, when I was three, I was punished because of certain things happened. And I remember it like it was yesterday. And now, because every time I get into a certain situations, I think I'm going to get punished. And guess what? Trying to do a certain work and you are afraid and you don't understand it, you don't kind of like get in it in there, that you're going to get punished, right? You have to overcome this. Do the work and don't worry about if you're going to get punished or not. Go straight through your fears. Alicia Medvedeva, say hi. Hi. All right, 4 o'clock, the inner work, the midheaven, it's going to be within Aquarius. This is going to be T square for the Lilith and Uranus. Lilith, as we know, came out of Scorpio. Right now, there is no more hidden things, right? You're going to start seeing it, this kind of like a hidden things. Something is hidden, something is misunderstanding. Please communicate it in there, okay? Communicated. That is the purpose of this. And Neptune and Saturn, they are trying to include it. It's like we are here to help you, support you, okay? But be mindful of how you get between visions and illusions. This thing, it's, I mean, the line, it's very tiny, okay? Very tiny. Particularly Neptune has a very kind of like a deceiving things, okay? All right. Time for going and looking at our destiny. It's going to be at 5 o'clock. That is going to be one of the midheaven meets the north node of the moon, and the ascendant right now it's in Cancer. What does that tell you? So your future in the soul, in the spirit, it is because you have to build a new family. Because Jupiter right now is retrograde, you are evaluating the family patterns. Isn't that funny? How the thing goes around. Because see, when you create a different family environment, guess what? You're changing the whole society, right? But if there is a problems in the family environment, the situations, political, economical, and so on, guess what? That environment cannot be created. And that's what Pluto wants. Create that with the spirit and the soul. So, lots of challenges, right? All right. 6 o'clock, we are going to be seeing the inner work. It's going to be with beginning with right there at the beginning of Aries. Very, very powerful energies, particularly with Neptune, continues to have this visions. Okay, these visions. Don't worry about it. We keep on walking. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but keep on walking, right? And sometimes you don't believe. Sometimes you have to be. I don't want to say naive. Sometimes you just have to be what strong because it's the only thing it's left is that, right? It's not about empty hopes or empty beliefs. It is because it is what it is, and you only one, you know it. Okay, and that new beginning, it's coming. That new beginning, it's coming, and it's gonna be what? What you are going to make it. You can fail, you can learn. You can win because you learn. But either way, you are example for other people of either failure or learning anyway. All right, so 7 o'clock, the inner work is going to be connecting with Chiron. This is going to put some lots of intensity in there. This is going to be put some really kind of like a hot energies because this is going to be kind of like in a way like a skipping step. Some people, it's like, what, I don't want to remember my childhood. I don't want to remember what it was within this, so on and so on. But that is actually a requirement in a way because you have to be able to see it. Here's the inner work right now. That's the midheaven with Chiron, and we're seeing this squaring towards the moon. The moon, it is opposing Jupiter, who is retrograde in Cancer, and now is going back into Chiron. And usually in a personal chart, this is someone who cannot overcome his mother wounds. And the mother was missing within the family. The mother was focused on the work and did not care for the family, right? So this is kind of like the business lady that she created a child, and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna buy you the toys. I'm gonna be get you some nanny. I'm gonna be get you a babysitter and so on. All the child wants what? The child wants mama, and here you go. You got the wound, right? So this is so many of things of this to be coming in, and it can trigger. Even if you are what side you are, you can be on the side of the mama, you can be on the side of the child, right? Either way, it's gonna have some similarity. Depends of your story. Alpha Saint, blessing to you. Thank you, thank you. All right, 8 o'clock. We've seen it that the midheaven is going to be a Taurus squaring Pluto. Of course, Pluto right now it's in Aquarius. He's going to have some squares towards Taurus, right? Because things in the world, if they were going in the right directions, everything was fine, would have been okay, but they are not. We're going to be experiencing quite a few years of turmoils and things and changes. Because we take in things for granted, particularly from who? Mother Nature, right? So we're gonna need some this Aquarius water in there, right? To coming in and clear the stuff. And that's a what? A lots of energies out there, in the heavens, in the space, gaining a new consciousness to be ready to connect with the universe, to understand we are part of the universe, okay? Not just living in the one house, being in this town, being in this country. You're understanding that we are part of the universe. Hi, 9 o'clock. The inner work is going to be at the midheaven, is going to be trining the moon. This is going to be like, okay, I'm getting it that I going to go through this heavy stuff because things is going to be lined up into the material world for me. Okay? Very straightforward. And this is going to keep you, like, I get it. I can pass through this, even in the worst case scenario. I can go, I can dig into the ground, I can build me some, self-sustained lifestyle, and so on. I'll survive. Because people have this tendency of lack of survival. But if you know and you believe within you, you can build whatever you can, right? So this is what the universe wants you. The universe, even back at the beginning, we was teaching the first humans on what? On survival. Okay? And they were managing. We're surviving. But we are, in these days, we are going to a what? Self-destructions, right? All right, 10 o'clock, we're going to see that the inner work is going to be at Gemini. Now, this energies that we are talking about a little bit earlier about this HF3, how you communicate with others. And when the others comes in and triggers you in a certain way, what kind of response do you get? Right? What do you give in there? Right? So here is the one thing, it's called Q-tip, okay? Quit taking it personally. That is the quick tip, okay? So if you look at it in those communications in there, they are very beautiful with what? It's trining Pluto, it's sextiling Neptune and Saturn. Neptune and Saturn are trining Lilith, and Lilith is sextiling Pluto. Those are angel wings. The one side you have the universe, and the other side you have the shadow. And then at the top you have the visions and the greatest teacher, which is Neptune and Saturn. And you have transformations and soul, which is Pluto. Can you fly? Because if you don't fly, what do? Stay stuck in life. All right, and at 11 o'clock, the ascendant is going to be at Virgo. The inner work is going to be at Gemini. We're seeing that this dualities in there. Of course, the pressure is over. Should I do or should I not? To be or not to be, right? All these duality confrontations, it's gonna comes in and it's gonna be turning upside down, okay? And particularly that right now, the intuition, you have this intensity, like, okay, I need to find the logic, I need to find the things the way it works, I need to figure the things out, and so on. It is the same thing like in a childhood. You try to figure out certain things in your childhood, but you haven't had the proper informations, the proper communications you to figure it out. And now we have to deal with it the same thing. And we try to deal with it, all of a sudden it's blockage. Why? Because the timing that you needed to learn, okay, was back then. And that's what you're stuck in there, right? But if you resolve it now and go back into that time, and it's like, you know what, I figured out what this was. Finally, I figured out this broken chain, this broken link of the timeline. I'm repairing it, I'm fixing it, boom, I'm going to keep on going forward. Hi, Derek. Thank you for coming in. And that, guys, was the astrogravitational report. I just want to give you some heads up because so most of the people, they're not going to be going to bed at that time. And here is that is a going to be at exactly at midnight energy, but at 1 o'clock we are going to see that the moon it's going to be at 22 degrees. We are seeing that the Chiron is at 22 degrees, and so is Jupiter is at 22 degrees. This can put some pressures on the dreams. This can put some pressures of past wounds, and this can be bring some a lot of intensity in you. So my suggestion is to you, whatever you got, just calm down, drink a cold water, take a little bit of cold shower if you have to, lower these pressures in you, and be at peace. Let your soul to be at peace with this, okay? Because tomorrow is just another day. And I'm going to be giving you a heads up of what's coming up in the next day. We are talking about the 22nd of December. What is it going to be coming in towards us at 7 o'clock in the morning? Well, the moon is going to be pretty much very close to Pluto. Just going to be coming out with this energies from Chiron and Jupiter. Here is about your test. If you pass the test, you will know you're ready for transformations. You don't pass the test, you have to go another round. You have to go another life, right? It's just like you're missing the moments, but you need to understand one thing. The life, it's like the waves of the ocean. You're catching the wave and you can surf. But if you miss the wave, there is another one. So it's all about how you think. It's all about what you process inside of you, okay? And how you are paying attention to your triggers, to your shadow. All right, guys? But for more, we're going to more talk about this tomorrow. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for the watching, the clicks, the likes, the shares, the subscribe. And if you like to support the channel, you can always donate by buy me a coffee. Thank you so much, guys. Much love to you. See you tomorrow.